zombie.
All right.
Which one do you want?
I just want to get the red.
Okay.
You got purple?
Mm-hmm. I came for today.
Okay. Woo! Did you like my picture that I posted today for off the cuff?
And I was like, I'm gonna wait for him to put something and I'm gonna...
Wouldn't it be awful to swallow a Jolly Rancher live? It'd be good radio.
Why'd you do that to me?
Do you know CPR?
Yeah. I mean, I got a card that says I do.
See, I don't.
I mean, I got a card that says I don't know that I do.
I think everybody in the world,
Should I?
know it. Not only that, everybody in the world needs to invest in one of those. Have you seen that little thing that you can put in the back of your car Yeah, and you squeeze it and it
Yeah.
automatically like pops it out of your throat.
Okay.
It's like $200-300. But like, look it up. Like, there's so many kids that have been saved because of that.
What is it like? What would I search?
That'd be the thing. Portable CPR kit, something like that.
Yeah, they have kits and stuff. I don't know if none of that's what you're talking about. I think it's for the...
I don't know if we're gonna have. What's the recording looking like?
I listened to this today. This is Amy Grant. Baby, baby.
Baby, baby.
I'm taking with the notion to love you with the sweetest of devotion. Baby, baby, let's take a love and flow on. Blue skies to the deepest morning. Stop for a minute, baby. I'm so glad that you're mine. Baby, baby, the stars are shining for you. And just like me, I'm sure that they adore you.
Baby, baby. Should I pull up the intro just in case? Probably.
Just excited.
So, what's your process like over there?
I just make my notes, so I've already looked up about just that, just to know a few things if you throw it out. And then I looked at that, just I got it in my phone so I can pull it back up in case she asks me anything.
So, do you, like, when we're done, do you just check it off? Who was it that we were laughing at that did that?
Yeah, no, I check everything off. You can see.
Yeah. Who was it, though, that we saw on TV doing that? They was checking things off, and he said,
I laugh at you because when we play Clue, that's what you're like, okay.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I love
yep,
that game.
Yep. Yeah,
Play that. All right.
Clue and B-Dubs in the future.
Oh, gosh.
You're listening to Radio Lex, the voice of the people. WLXU 93.9 LP-FM, Lexington, Kentucky.
So. Again. Ready?
Ready.
I guess this is it right here. There ain't no.
I can hear. I ain't got my headphones.
You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can download the Radio Lex app on your smartphone device to listen to us anywhere in the entire world. Amber Turner and I are both broadcasting from the Deborah Hensley Studios here at Radio Lex on North Limestone. I don't know if anybody, it's impossible to do a radio show with a lifesaver in your mouth.
Are you still sucking on that Jolly Rancher?
Jolly Rancher, that's what I mean.
Oh man, and that was the good flavor too.
Would you care to please again do me the honors? I'm just
Oh
going
my
to have to
God,
say
you guys, you have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's impossible. I don't know how people can go do job interviews with gum in their mouth.
Oh, I don't. No, I can't.
Or do anything for that matter with gum in your mouth. Get on TV. Because when you're on TV or radio, you get adrenaline. So the more you chomp that gum, I mean, there are some people that will give their gum hell.
Talking about Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn used to give his gum hell. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. We are live. It is June the 9th, 4:03 to be exact. Amber, it's been an interesting week. I went and visited my mom for the weekend.
How was that?
It was really good, but on the way back home, I ended up noticing a light come on and it said low tire.
Oh my goodness.
And I had a time getting that tire, getting air in that tire. Every place that I would fill up, there was something wrong.
Well, and you were back in the mountains, so I'm sure it was a problem trying to even find one.
Well, when you did find one, they didn't cheat. They didn't let you put in anything but quarters. I don't carry cash.
I ain't got no cash.
Another place that I pulled up to, somebody deliberately just poked a hole in the hose so I couldn't get any air.
The hoe in it.
So I ended up having to pull off at the Apple Market in Campton, Kentucky.
Okay.
Call AAA, had them come change my tire. They did. They did a great job. But I took it to Tire Discounters. And I noticed that when I got my bill back, that they had a fee. A fee on my tire bill, and it was a tire fee.
Tire disposal.
No. There was a tire disposal for $3. But Amber, there was a tire fee charge.
For what?
$18. It didn't say. It just said tire fee.
Tire fee.
Tire fee.
Like you got to pay a fee for a tire.
But it made me start thinking of, don't you? Every place has a fee now.
Every place has fees.
Like when you stay at a hotel, it's a resort fee.
Resort fee, cleaning fee. But didn't that used to be included?
Like the Hollywood Casino, they have a resort fee. And I asked them one time, I said, what's this for? They said, coffee and room service. I said, there ain't no coffee.
There ain't no room service unless I pay for it.
There ain't no coffee. And there used to be coffee before COVID, but now there's no coffee, and they still charge you the fee. So fees in general are just ridiculous. $15 here, $25 here. Phone bills have them. Your cable bill has them. Look at your bill. You'll see a fee.
Now, if you look at your bill, that's a surefire way to get depressed right now.
It is. But it just made me start thinking of all of the scams that exist in this world that we have to deal with. Scams that are so normalized, you don't even notice them. Like the fees. They're so normalized. Okay, a tire fee, people will pay it. How many people do you think just paid that fee and went on without asking?
I'm sure thousands.
There's so many different scams. Like the scam that restaurants use when they fill your cup up with ice and they don't put no drink in it. That's one of the biggest scams that's been happening since the restaurant industry was invented.
Yeah, they short you.
They do. You ask for a 20-ounce pop, but you're really getting a 4-ounce pop.
Maybe like a 2-ounce.
Because 16 ounces of it is ice.
It's nothing but ice and water.
Well, there's also more scams out there. And you've lived in an apartment before, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
I'd say a lot of our listeners have lived in apartments. If you live in Lexington, you certainly probably have.
Yeah.
But those places are full of scams.
Oh, absolutely. They're eat up with scams.
I don't get it why they won't take care of the people that already live there.
You know, I've asked myself that question a lot too. I can't come up with no reasonable answer.
Like when your lease is up, they say, okay, we're going to raise your rent $50, but then they'll have a cheaper rate for new people coming in.
Yeah, for new people move in and you get X amount off for 6 months, and it's like, if you just give me a quarter of that, I'd stay for another 6 months.
And even when you go and you ask them, hey, can I get in on that new rate? And they're like, no, it's
you ain't new.
You ain't new.
You ain't new.
You've just lived here 6 years. You ain't new.
Yeah, you ain't new.
You've never been late on your rent.
We don't need you no more.
Right. It is one of the biggest scams out there. It's just apartment complex scams.
Oh, man. And I think the thing that gets me with the apartment complex scams is change your light bulbs, folks.
Right.
Yes, the amount of money that you get charged in those walkthroughs before you move out, goodness.
What about insurance companies?
Oh, gross.
Insurance companies, you spend most of your life giving them money. Then when you need it, they turn over every stone to figure out how to deny you.
Exactly, and you still got to pay a certain percentage of it.
It's like, man, I've been paying you $200 every single month, and I just need $1,000, and I probably paid in 7 or 8 over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're trying to find a way not to give it to me. Same way with medical insurance.
Oh, yes.
It's the same way. What about free trials?
Oh, there is nothing in this world for free.
Free trials, and then you have it for 6 or 7 days, and they automatically enroll you.
Yeah, because they're banking on you forgetting.
What about, Amber, you've been to college before. I've been to college. I'm sure some of our listeners have been to some college. I don't mean to demean our listeners. I don't know why I said some college. I'm meaning, I'm sure everybody
You went somewhere.
You went somewhere.
Yeah, you went somewhere.
You know for a fact that the bookstore is full of scams.
Oh, come on.
The books that you buy, why is it that universities are still making students go out and buy books when you can easily do PDFs for half the price?
I mean, I got a whole stack of books at home that would love to know the answer to that as well.
What about the funeral industry?
Oh, come on. Now that one.
It's a huge scam because they have people they have people exactly where they want them.
Oh, you're in your weakest moments.
You're in your most vulnerable moments of your life, and then they make you feel some type of way about buying a cheap casket versus an expensive casket.
Yeah, like, well, no, they wouldn't like that. Here's a good one they look good in.
Well, and unfortunately, a lot of people still equate the cost quality of the casket with how much the person was loved or valued based on the type of casket that you buy.
No.
Ain't that sad?
I mean, you know, I've seen it in live action. It is really sad. It really is.
A lot of scams. You are a woman. You've seen those mascara commercials. You know good and well that Beyonce ain't wearing that Maybelline or that Walmart or that Walmart makeup that she's advertising.
Yeah.
But they have people like her advertising. That's a scam.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when I see any of the Kardashian Jenner clans. If they do anything that is, what was it? Chloe was doing something for a medication, and I'm like, come on.
Yes.
She's like, you can get prescription help. You don't even know what that means. You have no idea what you're talking about right now because you've never had to experience a time where you needed prescription help.
Right. When you have dermatologists at your feet or
At
you
your
have plastic
fingertips.
surgeons at your
Yeah.
fingertips, no such thing as a Kardashian waiting a week for an appointment.
No, oh, get out of here. Maybe an hour.
Yes, maybe an hour. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our first break. I just wanted to start the show off talking about scams because there's a lot of them.
Always.
And not just tire fees. I'm sure that there's scams that we didn't even talk about. And if you do have a scam that we haven't mentioned, put it up on the show thread at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks on Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, when we take our first break, you may or may not hear commercials again. It's just one of those things acting up with our computer again. So if you hear silence, just know that we will be back in 60 to, how long is 2 minutes? 60 seconds is a minute.
16, 120.
120.
Yeah.
We'll either be back in 60 or 120 seconds. So stick with us, folks. We will return. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. The star of Ozark, Julia Gardner, has been cast to play Madonna in an upcoming feature film by Universal. I can't think of anyone more deserving to get a movie made about them than Madonna.
Yeah, and what better person to find to play her?
Right? I think she's a terrific actress. She looks just like her.
Exactly.
She beat out for the role fellow actresses Florence Pugh, Alexa Demai, Odessa Young, Bebe Rexha, Sky Ferrara, and Emma Laird. The actresses that all auditioned for this role reportedly had to undergo a grueling competition where they had to do pretty much a boot camp type audition, where they had to do Madonna's choreography, and sing and dance to all of her songs, and they even had to dance with the queen herself, Madonna.
Oh, no, there'd be no, I'd pass out right there.
Right?
Yeah, she'd walk in and say, I can't play, I'm going to pass out.
So Madonna had the final say in who got to play her.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't know that.
So she did approve Julia Garner of playing her. I think it's going to be a really, really good movie. I'm excited for it.
Could you imagine how you would feel to know that Madonna handpicked you herself to play her?
Because Madonna is
she's a perfectionist.
Well, she's an aura. She is a sight to see. She is an icon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she took the musical form to its highest peak of her time. Like, she took pop music
Absolutely.
and she dominated pop music. Her music, her fashion, it became a trend amongst women in the 1980s and 90s.
Absolutely.
People wanted to be like Madonna.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to dress like Madonna, speak like Madonna, act like Madonna. Madonna was awarded the Artist of the Decade by MTV, Musician Magazine, and Billboard at the end of the 1980s. She received her first Grammy Awards in 1992 for Best Music Video and Long Form. She received another 6 Grammys awards still today, so she's got a total of 7. She received a total of 20 MTV Video Music Awards. Those alone, those music videos on MTV,
Oh, yeah.
how iconic were Madonna's music videos?
Oh, my goodness. And you can't just pick one that was iconic. You would have to probably throw out 20 just to even make a dent.
Madonna has sold over 300 million records globally. She has earned more than $1.4 billion from just selling tickets from her solo tours. As per the reports of 2001, her net worth is around $850 million.
Oh, goodness.
She has transcended the music industry, and everybody's got a favorite Madonna song. Amber, what's yours?
Oh, my goodness. I know you were going to put me. Probably going to be, and I hate to say this because we've talked about this previously. I'm going to say Express Yourself.
Express Yourself?
It is. It's my favorite.
It's a big one.
It is. It's a big one, but I do enjoy all of her songs from the Dick Tracy album.
Well, she did a ton of songs for movies as well. Do you remember the song, Get Into the Groove, Get Into the Groove?
Boy, you got to prove
Yes.
your love to me.
And even outside of the 80s and the 90s, she still put up bangers in the 2000s.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She did Ray of Light.
Don't Tell Me.
She did Hung Up.
Music.
So her career expands over decades. So she is very worthy to get a movie made about her. There's been no details of what the movie is going to be about as far as the plot.
Oh my goodness.
But I think just her rise to her becoming the icon that she was is worth the movie anyway.
Oh yes, just her, the origin of her, and I'm hoping it covers some of the trials and tribulations that she had to cover, go through, in that late 80s, early 90s when she was doing these groundbreaking things. So I'm really hoping that we get to see, kind of the backlash from Papa Don't Preach, that video.
Papa Don't Preach.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many iconic performances. Express Yourself at the 1989 MTV Movie Awards. There was the Vogue performance at the 1990 VMA Awards. She did Papa Don't Preach, another iconic performance. She did the Super Bowl for crying out loud. She's done it all, and she's almost in her 60s. She might even be 63.
And I think she's in her 60s.
Yeah, she might even be in her 60s already. But she is an icon, and I'm excited to see what Julia Garner does with that role, because there have been many actors that have transformed themselves into musical artists in the past, and they've done such a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I think of movies in the past, and I think of artists in the past, like actors who have portrayed musical artists that have done really well, I think back to people like Jennifer Lopez when she portrayed Selena.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
My first impression of Selena as an artist was how Jennifer Lopez portrayed her.
I sincerely thought that Jennifer Lopez was Selena.
Yes.
It confused me.
What about Jamie Foxx portraying Ray Charles in the movie Ray?
Yes.
He won the Academy Award for his performance. He won a Golden Globe for that performance. He won a Screen Actors Guild for that performance. Critics' Choice Awards for Best Actor for playing Ray Charles. To embody the blind pianist, do you know what he had to do?
Didn't he glue his eyes shut?
Well, he had to lose nearly 30 pounds and had his eyes glued shut every day.
Oh my goodness, no.
Yes. So imagine having your eyes shut.
That would terrify me.
That would scare me.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things that you can lose, but your vision, I couldn't think of.
No, I wouldn't want to play with that one.
No.
Yeah.
That's scary. I also think of the movie Walk the Line when Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash.
Yes.
It's a shame that he didn't win the Oscar for that, but you know who he was up against?
Who?
Ray Charles, or Jamie Foxx for Ray Charles. But he played that role so well.
Yes.
And he had his facial expressions down, his cadence, his movements, and even his wife.
Yes, Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon,
yes.
Who she played Johnny Cash's wife, June Carter.
Yep.
And she actually did win an Academy Award for that performance.
It was so much deserved.
Yes. June Carter, she was an artist herself, right?
She was.
You can't make a list without putting Angela Bassett.
Oh my goodness.
For her portrayal of Tina Turner.
Yes.
She's better at playing Tina Turner than Tina Turner is Tina Turner.
I would agree. I think Tina Turner would even agree.
What did you like so much about What's Love Got to Do with It? And what did you like so much about Angela Bassett's performance as Tina Turner?
I would say the thing I liked the most about it was Angela Bassett's legs, and I'm going to say my favorite thing I took away from it was Angela Bassett's arms and her legs, because that woman was built in that whole movie.
Yes, the whole movie. So is Tina Turner that built?
Tina Turner has amazing legs.
Okay.
Amazing. I think probably the best legs in the world. So, yeah.
Well, there was also Kurt Russell's portrayal as Elvis.
Oh, okay.
Which is what I thought you were watching today when I saw you.
I know. I was like, what are you talking about?
Kurt Russell received an Emmy nomination for his memorable portrayal of Elvis Presley in the 1979 TV movie Elvis. So they are coming out with a new Elvis Presley movie. This is the first time where it's really been a big production, and Austin Butler is set to portray him. I think that he'll do fine. I think Austin Butler is a good actor. He was, if you don't know anything he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He played the guy who got whacked in the head by Brad Pitt.
Oh, one of the killers that came at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's Austin Butler.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think he'll do really well in that movie. Again, another artist who definitely deserves to have a movie made about him.
Oh, I can't wait to see all the dirty details in this one.
There is Jessica Lange's portrayal as Patsy Cline. She earned her 4th Oscar nomination for the role. Did you know that Meryl Streep wanted to play Patsy Cline, but she said after she watched it, she says that she could not imagine doing it as well or even coming close to what Jessica did because she was so amazing in it.
Oh, I absolutely agree. You know, that was, my grandmother was a huge Patsy Cline fan, and that was my introduction to Patsy Cline, and her music was Sweet Dreams with Jessica Lange and Ed Harris. So 10 out of 10 movie for me.
What about Sissy Spacek's portrayal
Ooh.
of Loretta Lynn in A
Yes.
Coal Miner's Daughter?
Yes.
Yes. Did you know Loretta Lynn had chosen Sissy Spacek to play her based on a photo she saw of the actress?
Mm-hmm.
To prepare for the role, Spacek traveled with Lynn for a year to study how she spoke and sang. Spacek did all of her own singing in the movie.
Wow.
How cool is that?
I did not know that.
Sissy Spacek said she wished she could have just stayed being Loretta Lynn.
I mean, I think a lot of people want to be Loretta Lynn.
I've told this story on the show before. I've been to Loretta Lynn's childhood home.
Yeah.
I toured it.
Yeah.
Her brother actually gave me a tour of her home. That was quite. It was interesting to have
Yeah.
a tour from the actual brother of the
That's
lady.
cool.
Yes, and then there was also Renee Zellweger, who played Judy Garland in the movie Judy. She won an Oscar for that movie.
Yeah, see, I haven't gotten a chance to watch that one yet.
So that movie it's a biopic centered on Judy Garland's final concerts in London before her death at the age of 47.
Ooh,
She died at 47 years old.
yeah,
And talk about a talent gone too soon.
absolutely.
A lot of people, a lot of movies that have, a lot of artists that have portrayed musical artists throughout the year. I'm sure I am leaving people off, so if I am, please put that up on the show thread. I would love to mention it. We've also talked about this on the show before about artists that deserve movies made about them.
Yeah,
Madonna, I believe we said,
probably.
was one that deserved a movie, so we're getting it.
Uh-huh.
I think that there will be more. I think that this seems to be the trend.
I'm fingers crossed for Michael Jackson.
Michael
Fingers
Jackson,
crossed.
there's been so many lame, low-budget movies made about the King of Pop.
Mhm.
There needs to be the difference between an independent film and a high-production film is everything.
Quality.
It's everything.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson needs that. Britney Spears needs that.
Oh my goodness.
Shania Twain needs that.
I knew that one was coming.
There's a lot of people, I think, that deserve, if you can think of any, that deserve a movie about them.
Oh my goodness.
I know that Jennifer Hudson is supposed to play Aretha Franklin.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
So there are so many out there, and it seems to be the trend. And it's time. It's time for people like Madonna and Elvis to get the recognition that they deserve. It's enough time has passed, enough people know who they are.
Exactly. Well, and I think it's not even recognition, it's introducing a whole new audience, because you got to think, we had a whole discussion about, we're in our mid-30s now, and we love these people, and a lot of these people we were catching on the tail ends of their careers, so to say, and now it's going to bring in these whole new audiences.
Oh, how did I leave this one off? What about Rami Malek
Yeah.
as Freddie Mercury?
That was a great one.
Yes.
That was great.
That was awesome. It really, that movie, watching that Queen movie, watching Malik's performance as Freddie Mercury got me back into Queen.
Absolutely.
And I just know that this Austin Butler Elvis movie will get me back into Elvis. And I'm sure that Julia Garner will make me pull up Starlight Starbright by Madonna.
Oh, the Borderline.
Or Borderline.
Yeah, there you go.
Which was from her first album, which my aunt used to have. That's why I knew who Madonna was, because I used to listen to it.
Now, have you watched Desperately Seeking Susan?
No.
Oh, you need to add that one.
What's that about?
It's Madonna. It's Madonna's kind of a trickster, and she cons her way into this house, and the girl that lived in the house originally is seeking her. She's seeking her out. And it's just an interesting movie.
Didn't somebody play Dolly Parton in a movie, Coat of Many Colors, or did Dolly play Dolly?
Probably Dolly played Dolly.
She could.
She used to do that.
If anybody could, she could. But the Madonna movie is going to be really good, and Julia Garner is playing that. So looking forward to see it. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. You might hear silence again, but stick with us. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. The NBA Finals are well underway. We talked about that last week. We previewed the two teams that were in the finals, the Golden State Warriors versus the Boston Celtics. There have been a total of 3 games played so far, games 1 through 3. Game 1 went to the Celtics. Game 2 went to the Warriors. Game 3 went to the Celtics. So right now, Boston leads the series 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on ABC. It is the NBA Finals. It's a fun time for basketball fans. And Off the Cuff being off the cuff, and in old off the cuff fashion, Amber, would you like to hear some NBA Final fun facts?
Absolutely.
So, here are the teams with the most final appearances. The Lakers have 32, Celtics 21, Warriors 10, 76ers 9, and Knicks have 8. Here are the teams, the NBA teams, who have never been to the finals before.
Oh.
The Bobcats,
I don't even know who that is.
owned by Michael Jordan.
Oh, goodness.
The Denver Nuggets, the LA Clippers, the Memphis Grizzlies, the T-Wolves, and the Hornets. Never been to a finals.
Never gonna get it.
The most final games won. Lakers have won 93, Celtics have won 77 games, Warriors have won 29, 76ers have won 24, and the Bulls have won 24. Most points in a finals game went to the Boston Celtics with 148 points. The last buzzer beater in the NBA Finals was Game 1 of 1997 Finals by Michael Jordan.
Hi.
Robert Horry is the only player in NBA history to win multiple championships with 3 different teams. He won 2 with the Rockets, he won 3 with the Lakers, and he won 2 with the San Antonio Spurs. He's also shares the record for most rings by a non-basketball Hall of Fame member. Robert Horry might be the luckiest NBA basketball player alive. He doesn't contribute much.
Yeah.
But he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 championships.
Well,
He's got more championships than Michael Jordan.
he's doing something right.
Right. He's getting on the right teams. I always just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That a lot of people, when they have the argument, who's the greatest, oh, people are like, Michael has 6, LeBron has 4. Well, Robert Horry has 7. So are we basing it off who has more rings? Because Robert Horry is going to get you every time.
Oh, no.
The 1995 Rockets, the 6th seed with a record of 47-35, was the lowest seeded team to win the NBA Finals. They are also the only team to have won an NBA title without having a home court advantage at all.
No.
Yes. Some more fun facts for the NBA Finals. The New York Knicks are the only 8th seeded team, because there's seeds 1 through 8.
Yeah.
They're the only 8th seeded team ever to reach the NBA Finals. The 1999 Knicks, just 27-23 during the lockout shortened regular season, fell short against Craig Popovich's Spurs, 4-1.
Now say that name 3 times.
Yeah. And then finally, the last fact is Game 5 of the 1976 NBA Finals between the Celtics and Suns is considered the greatest game ever played. Boston won it 128-126 in triple overtime before taking the title. So if you are looking for something to watch on YouTube and you are a basketball fan, why not watch the game that is considered the greatest NBA Finals game of all time between the Celtics and the Sun?
What was it again? Rattle it off.
Celtics and Sun 1976 NBA Finals. So you could be very entertained if you go and listen to that. But that is some NBA playoff final facts, some fun facts. And of course, like I said, the finals continue tomorrow at 9 o'clock on ABC. Boston leads it. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take off the cuff song of the week break. We are going to play the academic Anything Could Happen. So we'll be right back after the song.
rolling.
Yes, we are.
Oh, I wish I could open. I can hear those.
Yeah, I know it.
Getting
Turn those down a little bit. How do you think it's going?
Hmm?
What happened?
one.
Nothing. I thought something happened. Did you watch any more of the Kardashians?
Finished the 9th one today.
So is there only 9 episodes or 10?
9 so far.
I mean, total for the season.
I don't know. I know it left on the cliffhanger of Tristan announcing that he was fathering that kid.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you not watched the 9th one yet? Oh. Well, you already know that. It was in the news.
I don't think I do know that. He has another kid?
Mm-hmm.
He was, well,
Left the birthday party that Chloe threw for him to go have sexual relations with somebody else the same night. Threw him a nice birthday party.
oh, I'm sure. I bet it was probably like anything we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. And he still went and
Can you believe, I mean,
stupid.
Wade said he liked this song.
This one?
Yeah.
I did not think this would be his type of music.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. I hate it when music doesn't give me any warning when the song's coming to an end. It just kind of dramatically ends, and I'm like, oh, we're back on the air. But before we go, we take our next break, Amber, I have some terrible news to share.
Oh no.
Neve Campbell is not returning as Sidney Prescott in the Scream 6 movie. Can that suck anymore?
I don't think so, honestly.
As a Scream fan, I am so disappointed to hear that. It says here that Neve Campbell is quitting the Scream film franchise after 26 years over a salary dispute. She says, quote, I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. It's been a very difficult decision to move on. To all of my Scream fans, I love you. You've always been so incredibly supportive to me. I'm forever grateful to you and to what this franchise has given me over the past 25 years. So, those who don't know, Neve Campbell is the star of the scary movie Scream. She was in Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. She was the lead of the movie. She was the final girl. She was... Some people call her the new Scream Queen.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
But they're coming out with a new Scream next year, Scream 6, and Neve Campbell, of course, was approached to star in the movie, but they came at her with an offer that she thought was disrespectful. And it probably was because those movies make so much money.
Well, you gotta think, she's got 26 years in it. You just don't walk away after all that unless you have been... She thought somebody was going to try to take her to the cleaner.
It says here, too, that the movie made $140 million at the box office against a $24 million budget, with the last 5 films in the franchise pulling in ticket sales of $744.5 million.
Ooh.
almost $1 billion. It has been reported that Neve Campbell was paid a total of $9 million for the first 3 films. $1.5 million for the first, $3.5 for the second, and $4 million for the third. We don't know how much she made for the fourth and the fifth, but it's probably somewhere. I would say she probably made like 5 or 6 for the fourth, maybe 7 for the fifth, and they probably offered her like 7.5 for the sixth, and she was like, "No, I want probably like 15 million or something like that."
It probably wasn't even that large.
Yeah, because they probably were going. This was probably, if I had to guess, that she probably knew this was going to be the last Scream she did.
Yeah.
So she wanted to make sure that she capitalized on the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet that they were probably planning on killing her off.
Probably.
And she knew that this was her last opportunity to cash in on the Scream franchise. So she wanted a big salary, and they didn't give it to her.
Well, and it's not only a cash in, but, like you said, she's done this for 26 years, and after 26 years of doing something, you do kind of, she's not asking for her to be the only one in the movie, She just wants her equal pay, and that's it. And I think somebody gives you that much, meet them halfway.
That just taints the movie for me, though. The fact that they are having a Scream movie without the story it's based around. The story, regardless of how old it gets, 25, 26 years, however old the story is, it's still about Sidney Prescott.
Absolutely.
And you're having a Scream without Sidney Prescott. Just stop at this point. I didn't want Scream to become that franchise that kept going.
Halloween.
Like Halloween without Jamie. Now Scream's going to be one of those franchises that keeps going with random characters.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. Courtney Cox did sign on to do Scream, which makes it a little better.
I'm not watching it.
She is an original cast member, but it's not the same without the one.
No, I'm not going to watch it with just her.
Mm-hmm. And everybody is chiming in, talking about showing their support for Neve Campbell. Yeah, it's easy to show support when you're not in the movie.
Exactly.
David Arquette chimed in.
Jamie Kennedy chimed in, did a whole podcast about it. And I'm like, dude, you've been dead since the second one. What are you talking about?
Where's Courtney Cox?
Well, she's trying to cash her check because she wants to stay in the movie.
Wonder how much they paid her.
Oh, too much. Whatever it is, too much.
Well, it probably looks really bad on her because here is Neve Campbell taking a stand as a woman, and here Courtney's like, well, I'm not stingy. I'll take it. I mean, I can't blame her. It's hard out there.
Yeah.
And anytime you get offered millions of dollars, it's hard to turn down. You got to think, she still probably got a $10 million offer.
I mean, maybe.
Neve Campbell. Maybe. I don't know what the offer was, but just think she still had to turn down money.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm hoping that this is just a negotiation tactic and that things are going to resolve quickly. Maybe this is even for publicity.
I agree with you. I do think that it is a negotiation tactic. I think that when I heard that she wasn't doing the movie, I said one of two things. Number one, money.
Yeah.
Number two, she didn't like the script. Lo and behold, it come out, it was the money. It's always negotiation. They still could come back with an offer before they start shooting and say, okay, we'll pay you this. And she'll sign on.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, look at the outrage that people have had since she announced it.
And if the movie bombs and they ever want to make a new one, this might be the smartest thing she ever did because they're going to come and ask her to be in the new one, Scream 7. They'll make it all about her, and she'll get more money than she ever thought she would.
Yeah, they'll have to really hit her with the money on that one.
Because now people are going to want to see a return of Sidney Prescott.
Exactly.
Because if they do a whole movie without her, they're going to want the next movie to be all about her.
Exactly.
So that movie can be the movie she cashes in on.
Now, let's see how it folds.
Yeah, she's been in the business longer than us, so she knows probably what she's doing. There's a lot of people that have walked away from hit TV shows because of salary disputes.
Absolutely.
The star from Shameless.
Emmy Rossum, she did. I think she was one of the most vocal that really came out. You know, she was leading at the height of the show, and she did come back after negotiations, but then she left, and the show did not make it.
Well, Grey's Anatomy, the star of Grey's Anatomy, Ellen Pompeo, she has said before that she would leave if she didn't get a certain amount, and they always offer it to her.
Yeah, she's on her 20th season.
And that's that. I would be embarrassed to say that I still watch that show because that show, they have let such a good show
Mm-hmm.
they've tarnished the legacy of that show by keeping it on the air so long because it is so bad.
It's bad, like bad.
Bad. Take it off.
No, she's got 200 more years
Yeah.
in her contract.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more segment to go, so stick with us. We'll be right back. That's twice I've made you throw up my stuff.
No, it's many more than that. I'm literally saving this one to the very last drop.
Ready?
Ready.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Last segment of the hour. The hour always flies by. Jennifer Lopez took home the Generation Award at the MTV Movie Awards this year. I think that's very deserving. I think that she's had a big cultural influence in movies and in music.
Absolutely.
Very well deserved. She is still so sexy. I mean, she's 52, 53 years old, and oh my God, it is unbelievable how good she still looks.
Well, I think it gave a lot of 2002 vibes. Didn't she give a shout out to Ben Affleck?
She did.
Yeah.
I'm all for that couple.
Absolutely.
I like Ben Affleck. I like Jennifer Lopez. I'm glad that they're together.
As long as it's going better than it did the first time.
He cheated on her with a hooker, didn't he?
Oh,
Or
exactly.
or
I hope it gets better.
a stripper.
No.
One or the
Is there a difference?
Yes. So a hooker.
I know there's a difference, folks. I know that was just a joke.
This year marked the milestone 30th anniversary of the MTV Movie Awards. And it recently expanded in 2017 to not only do movies, but also TV.
Yeah.
So on the film end, Spider-Man No Way Home went in with the most nominations at 7, and the Marvel Web Slinger ended up capturing the best movie.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Euphoria dominated the categories of the TV side. I've still yet to see it. I tried it for an
Yeah.
episode and wasn't into it.
I just wonder if this is going to be one of those shows that we're just too old to watch. Can't get into it. That's exactly how I felt. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, could be. Jack Black wins Comedic Genius Award.
I agree with that one.
I do too.
Yes.
Jack Black, what's your favorite Jack Black movie?
Honestly, I love him, and I still know what you did last summer. I can't help it.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
It's
If
all
you
good.
want the, come find me. I got what you need.
My favorite Jack Black movie, hands down, A Shallow Hal.
Oh, well, I mean, that one's so controversial.
Hands down. I love that movie. They say that Jack Black just makes you feel comfortable. they said he makes you just feel, he doesn't act like just a star when he's around you.
No, you don't need to.
He's down to earth.
Yeah.
There was an Elvis tribute at this year's MTV Movie Awards.
Okay.
Yes, and here's what was interesting. The Elvis tribute was done by Sway Lee
Uh-huh.
and Diplo.
Diplo?
Diplo.
Uh-huh.
Those two are the ones that did the Elvis tribute.
I don't have anything to say.
I don't get it. But that was pretty much the MTV Movie Awards. Now you can check out the complete list of nominees and winners on our Facebook page at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. But the MTV Movie Awards, I've always enjoyed that movie award show because it's in the summer, it's fun. They've got the big thing of popcorn for the trophy.
Yep.
It's very laid back. It's not as prim and proper as the Oscars, which I love the Oscars, by the way. But the MTV Movie Awards is more where you get like the ridiculous categories like Best Kiss and Best Fight.
Oh yeah.
So it's Best Villain. It's always fun to watch the show. Some of the biggest MTV Movie Award moments throughout time. Who can forget the Bruno getting lowered down on Eminem when he had to straddle him?
Oh goodness.
Do you remember that when they Sacha Baron Cohen played Bruno
or are you talking about Borat?
Borat. It was
Bruno.
Borat.
Okay.
It was either Bruno or Borat.
Probably Borat.
But he ended up coming down and straddling Eminem, putting his crotch in Eminem's face.
Oh my gosh.
And Eminem was like stuck and was like, get him off. But come to find out that Eminem and Sacha Baron Cohen were in on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just to get ratings.
Yeah, well, and guess what? They did.
They sure did. And people were still talking about it.
Exactly.
Like we are here on Off the Cuff. Who can forget the Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards? That's when The Notebook was released, and they got Best Kiss from that. And the Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards has always been a big award.
Yes.
And they usually try to make that category stand out. People will do stupid stuff. They'll kiss, usually after they receive the award, they'll kiss again in front of the audience.
In front of everybody.
And they really got it on. Like, she jumped up in the air, he grabbed her butt, straddled him, and wrapped her legs around him, and then just made out with her.
Weren't they? I think they were together in real life at that time, weren't they?
They had chemistry like they were together.
I think they really were together.
I love the fact that Jim Carrey one time dressed the entire time as a different character where nobody realized it was him until he won the award.
And then he got up and people realized?
Yeah. And then he also accepted a speech one time telepathically where he just had his speech. He closed his mouth and he just had a recording of him talking.
Was it Truman Show vibes?
He won like Best Actor for The Grinch.
Okay.
And then Kristen Stewart, who played in Twilight, she won Best Actress that year and dropped her trophy on the stage.
Oh, no.
It was hilarious. Like, she just started fumbling and dropped her thing of popcorn.
Oh, goodness.
Which I love because that's something that would happen to me if I'd tried to do that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you spill popcorn on me a lot.
But that was the MTV Movie Awards, and it's been on for 30 years.
Hey, gosh. Again, feeling old today.
Yeah.
Really old.
Well, how many more weeks is it to your birthday?
Oh, goodness. Not enough. I need like 20 more weeks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps up another episode of Off the Cuff. If you like what you heard today, you'll probably like all of our previous episodes. So check us out on podcast. We are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts. So subscribe to us or follow us. You can follow Off the Cuff on social media at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the co-host Amber on Instagram and Facebook at Ambu447.
Not too hot to try.
I thought I messed that up there for a minute. And then you can, of course, follow me on social media at Off the Cuff with... No, me on social media at The Adam Banks. I need to write this down.
I know, you're having a moment.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. But ladies and gentlemen, we release new episodes every Thursday from 4 to 5 right here on WLXU 93.9 Radio Lex, which means we will be back next week from 4 to 5. That is Ember Turner. I'm Adam Banks, and this is Off the Cuff. We'll catch you down the road.